Hey guys, today I am joined by none other than Ash. I'm sure you all know him from many things, namely Raid Shadow Legends. He is a colossal creator, so thank you so much for joining me today, Ash.
Mabaka is absolute pleasure to be here, man. Thanks for having me. You don't do a ton of collabs, so I feel very special, man.
Thanks so much. Yeah, I'm not too good at this stuff, so I'm glad to learn from the pro.
Dude, shut up. You're amazing, man. You're amazing. Your content has helped me so much. I think hopefully I've shouted you out in like every video I've made in Watcher
I
because
appreciate it.
it's just been tremendous, man.
So on that, could you tell us a little bit about yourself, just in case there's someone hiding in a valley somewhere that hasn't heard about you?
I'm sure there's plenty who haven't, and you're too kind. Yeah, I started YouTube 10 years ago covering Clash of Clans. And then unexpectedly, things kind of grew from there. I cover Clash Royale. I'm kind of endemic to the Supercell ecosystem. And then I moved to Raid Shadow Legends in 2019 with another channel. And then more recently, Watcher of Realms. So here I am. It's been a great journey. And what can I say, man? I mean, I cover video games for a living. So I'm really grateful.
It's fantastic to have you here. I know a load of people have been waiting for you to join for a very long time. Ever since I started, people were talking, oh, when this game releases, maybe we'll have Ash and Hell Hades and the like joining us. So a lot of people are very happy to have you on board. So
yeah, absolutely. And well, yeah, go ahead.
No, I was just going to say, on that tangent, why is everyone switching? Yourself, Hell Hades, we've had a whole bunch of Titans coming over from Raid. Is there a reason behind it? Is it just something that appealed to you?
Yeah, to be totally honest with you, I mean, I guess my day job, the last 4.5 years have been I own a talent agency and a production company in the space because I figured, hey, I'm getting pretty old now. I'm not gonna be able to do YouTube forever. At least at the time when I was covering a game that was more geared towards, children in the Clash games. I started this company, and then long story short is we got a bunch of paid advertisements. To be totally honest with you, for Watcher of Realms, and I played the game. And again, honest answer here, I kind of half-assed it, and I was just like, all right, whatever. And then I was surprised, honestly, I was shocked at how much my audience loved the game, and it was really my audience's response to Watcher of Realms that got me like, okay, let me take a deeper dive into this game. And as soon as I did, I got hooked. It has a lot of the same kind of back end as a game like Raid, where it has, the same kind of promotions and how you upgrade it's
Summoning
sometimes
system.
different language, but the same thing.
Yeah.
So it's very easy to pick up. It's not just Raid, but really a lot of gacha games. You can understand the basics pretty intuitively in Watcher, but there's so much they do better than Raid for a game in its infancy still. It got me excited, and then there's the whole gameplay element. It feels so fresh for the tower defense element to it. So you put that all together and it's an incredible game. So I feel like, it wasn't just Hades and myself first. There's a lot of Raid creators who've been covering this for a while now. Obviously, Ivy Lee kind of was initially a Raid creator. And then I know you've done a collab with her. Like I said, I've watched like almost all your videos, try to cram on this game, man. But anyway, like one of the many things I love about this game is the social element to this game. It might not seem like much for you. I don't know, because you're kind of used to it, right? But the friend assist feature, the gifting your friends stuff, the ability to show off stuff in this game, it feels so much more social. I'm not a big texter or texter. I'm not a big messenger, but even the ability to like more easily recruit and message people and stuff
sense.
like it feels more social. And to me, the stickiness about these games, especially like mobile games, to me, it has to be built on a foundation of social, and that's where this game really just hits it out of the park. And then everything that could build on there too.
Because as we said in your video, I will mention it again at the end, but we did a collab on Ash's channel, so check it out. It will be linked below. But something that was mentioned there briefly was I started in Summon as well, and for me, I don't think I touched on it there, but it was exactly the same. It was the social element, people chatting in a guild, coordinating around certain in-game features and social events that got me into it. So I completely agree. I think the social element is really what brings these games forward a bit more, because a lot of people play them in their spare time, they play them on the side, and it's nice to have a community that you can kind of chat with and keep into connection with. So I definitely agree. I think that is a huge part of it. So on that, I wanted to ask, how long have you been playing now? Because obviously you've dabbled a bit, you had sponsors in the past, but now you've picked it up, you've started your own channel. How long have you actually been playing, and what are your thoughts so far? What are you enjoying? I guess we'll get to that after.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. Well, I've been playing. It's tough to say, right? So I downloaded it maybe like 3, 4 months ago. I don't know, like really close to the day it was released to make the sponsored content, or a global release, I should say. I know it's been around for a while. And I played for maybe a week or two just in preparation for that video. And I didn't really totally dive in, but I understood the basics. And it wasn't until maybe a month ago that I started like really playing, you know what I'm
Mm.
saying? Like getting excited about logging in every day and having goals and kind of stretch goals and working on heroes and working on teams and really getting a passion for progression. And so that was, for I would say about a month, maybe about I want to say like 5 weeks or so, I've been like really into the game, and it's crazy. You go back to the beginning that you play these games and how much you learn and how much you can look back, especially when you're making content on it, how much I can look back to 10 videos ago on my channel and be like, ooh, I said that, it's pretty tough but it's also so
It's
much
just no
fun.
matter
So
what you do, it's going to be that. Because I have
yeah,
guides going back a year, and I'll get a comment. Some guy's like, "This doesn't work," and I'm like, "I'm sorry, bro. That was a year ago. I don't know what's happening anymore. Like that's a long time
right.
ago. A lot has changed." But yeah, I
It's
think
good
that's just
as
the
a
reality,
content creator
right?
though, because it gives you an excuse to update content, right? When
Yeah,
you don't know
true,
what to
true.
do, update a guide on Wrath or something. But yeah, so I love that, and I really love I don't know. I want to be fair too, because I've been playing Raid for 4 or whatever, 5 years, and this is all fresh. It's new. It's exciting. So I don't want
Yeah,
to be unfair to Raid. I don't like hate Raid, but it's at a point in its lifespan where things aren't as exciting anymore.
the honeymoon
I'm sure
period's
it's
way
probably
gone.
right. It's yeah, and it doesn't feel. It's the onus is on the developer to come up with really compelling new content at this point. So it
Yeah,
feels a little stale, where everything in this game feels fresh. Even releasing a new hero feels
yeah.
fresh and exciting, whereas a new hero is released in these other games like Summoners or Raid. It's like, okay, great, a new freaking hero. Who
Number
cares,
700 and so and so. What is this power creep?
exactly.
Yeah,
Exactly. So I mean that, and just the bat. I mean the social element, like I said, for me was key, but just like the battle element, it feels more strategic in this game.
yeah,
The ability to cycle and recall and placement and timing. It's all, to me, in my mind. It's not even comparable with most gotcha games.
yeah.
Most gotcha games, you put a team out there. You try to optimize some certain key roles, and then you let it run. And this couldn't be further from that. Eventually when you're on auto battle, obviously
Yeah,
that's what you're
eventually.
doing,
There's a
but
lot of way to get
you
to
have to
that.
crack the code first,
Yeah,
right? And that's the beauty of this game, right? Is going in there feeling like you're running up against that wall again and again and again and again. And then finally you beat the level that you're stuck on, and you feel this immense sort of just like, well, yeah, hell yeah, and you get enthusiastic about
that's
it.
what got
So
me
that
in.
to me, yeah, that was the same thing with you.
Yeah, 100%. When I started playing it, the first few stages, the tutorial was a bit heavy and it drags, and you're just kind of like, I just let me do stuff. But once you get
Yeah.
into it, and once you finally get stuck on content and you need to figure it out for yourself, that's what really got me into it and kept me playing. And I think my biggest moment was when they added Gear Raid 2. The stages 19 to 21, they're like ridiculous, just brick walls when you first encounter them. But it's really satisfying when you get your team working. Everything's so polished and timed, and I think I've got it in the background of mine. But it's nice when you finally get it sorted out and everything works, and it's just, you look for more of that content. And when players get a bit further and they start getting into chapter 9, which is the newest chapter, it's incredibly hard, probably too hard for normal mode, but it is fun content. So I think that is the strength of Watchers. It's the hard content where you've got to figure it out with your specific lineup. I think that's what
Yeah,
this game does best.
I agree. It feels more almost puzzle based,
Yeah,
which
for sure.
I wouldn't consider myself a puzzle based gamer, so to speak, but there's so much more rewarding, I feel like. And that to me is the biggest hook of this game, So yeah, I'm just really enjoying it so far. And again, I got to thank you big time. I mean,
Oh,
even the
thank you.
collab that we just did, not to tout my own channel or anything, but I mean, I learned
Good.
so much from that. So just thank you for everything that you're doing and all the content that you have out there. It's like, it's a great way to get started, a good compliment to get started in this game.
Oh, thanks so much, man. That's very kind. It's been fun making content. It's a difficult thing to get into for sure. I think it's easy from afar looking at it. Oh, I can make a video or two, but it's tough. So it's good to speak and to network and to learn. I think just to give another shout out to Ivy Lee, when I started doing the content creation, Ivy reached out to me and helped me out a lot, gave me a lot of tips and advice. So she's kind of like the social glue pulling everyone together.
She truly is, man. She connected me with you, so I owe everything to her as well, and kept telling me behind the scenes to play this game more, to think about covering it. So, 100% agree there.
It's interesting how everyone's pulling in. Is that part of the thing that affected all of the creators coming in, or what do you think it's going to be a longer term thing? So I guess this is a slightly different tangent. I don't know if anyone follows this, but I'll put it up because I think it's quite interesting. There's the Google Trends, and you can see how games are performing. So I've liked Watcher of Realms for nearly a year now. I've been playing it, but obviously I'm an isolated, siloed single person. So it's interesting to see how customers as a whole, the base as a whole, react. And we want to see if you're investing time and, in a lot of people's cases, money into a game like this, into a genre like this. You don't want the game to peter out. You want it to continue to thrive and to have content going forward. But we're still about 3 months into our release cycle with Watcher of Realms. So the honeymoon period is probably coming to an end pretty soon. There's going to be a lot of people now where we're settling into, now we're going to be grinding. Now we're going to be doing this or that. What are your thoughts on that? I know you're probably, you said around a month into the game. How do you feel? You've been around a while. You've seen a lot of different games coming up. What do you look for as a sign to see that a game is got staying power? And do you think Watchers does?
Intuitively, I think they do. I know the developer, from my conversations with them, they're thinking a lot about this, and they're pouring a lot of resources, both time and money, and feedback sessions and stuff like that into the game to make sure that they continue to nail it. So far, I have trust until it's broken, I guess, right? And I mean, they're off to a strong start, right? So I think that they built a really robust foundation. Now, how do they grow it? To your point, I'm not sure. Listen, adding new, tougher, more difficult stages and campaigns is great for right now. Adding new compelling heroes is great for right now, but that will only last for so long, to my earlier point. Yeah. So I really want to see how they can open up new compelling dungeons, bosses, etc. How they can build on, the social dynamics of this game for guild wars and stuff like that. So to me, that's the biggest thing I'm looking at, is how, what are their main objectives in direction when it comes to PvP and PvE in this game. So it's TBD. I don't know those answers yet, but I'm going to be looking out for that over the next, especially Q4 and Q1 of this year and next.
That's a very fair answer, very measured. I agree completely. So I guess as a final question to cap it off, since it kind of encompasses a lot of what we've been talking about, is it worth playing? And this is more catered towards yourself and to a lot of your audience, people who are familiar with you. You know what they like, you know what they've enjoyed these few years. Do you think it's worth playing for people who are coming from Raid? Obviously, that's an individual question, but what are your thoughts on that?
I mean, 100%, right? I'm playing it, and I wasn't looking for a new game to play or cover, frankly, And I guess that's in a nutshell, that's how I feel about it. I wasn't out there searching for the next raid or anything like that. This kind of got me. I wasn't searching for it. It was serendipitous to a certain extent. And I've covered so many ads, so many games, and nothing ever got me like this did. So yeah, I think it's absolutely worth playing, and it's incredibly low spender friendly for this genre. It's not as aggressive monetarily yet. Hopefully that stays that way. And they give you a lot of good heroes and stuff like that early on. So yeah, I think it absolutely is.
Good. Thank you very much. Well, thank you so much for joining me, Ash. It's been an absolute pleasure. Thank you so much for reaching out and for helping run this with me. It's been really, honestly, a great experience. So hopefully we have another one soon and we get to cover some more topics in future. Ash's channel will be linked below, guys, so please do check it out. He has some great content, especially if you're looking to get into the game yourself and you want to see other people in a similar situation, learning, progressing through the game and experiencing it all. So yeah, thanks so much, Ash. It's been a pleasure, mate.
Mabucket, the pleasure's been all mine. Thank you so much.